Hello and welcome, a very warm welcome to special coverage of the 2018 Basketball SA Premier League, powered by Spacequake Sports. We're live at the Arc for Anzac Day today, where the Norwood Flames, a club initially formed by World War II veterans, will look to score important wins today, but in their path are long-standing rivals, the North Adelaide Rockets. I'm Benito Carboni, and with me is Kieran Bartuli. And Kieran, what a doubleheader we have here.
We have an absolute massive doubleheader today. Not only is it Anzac Day, but the long-standing rivalry between these two clubs is definitely something to notice, especially with last game for both sides. Sorry, they both came across with wins. They're both feeling real good. They both obviously want to win, and Norwood would like just to knock off North Adelaide right now. They're on a five-game winning streak. Sorry.
Well, of course, we have the women's lined up first. It's Norwood, who sits third, 4-1 in the first 5 rounds this year, facing the undefeated North Adelaide Rockets. They're in first place. They are flying right now, and it's going to be really tough to stop them. Players like Leah Metcalf have been soaring so far.
Yeah, no, she posted 28 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 steals a few days ago against Sturt in the 75-69 win at Hillcrest. And just good. Oh, she's not playing today, but last few days ago as well, 23, 9 and 6 in a blowout over South.
Yeah, well, that's the big news today, though. Jess Good not playing, as is Jo Hill, the 44-year-old North Adelaide veteran. She's playing in the SNFLW Grand Final. It's quite amazing that she can play 2 codes, actually 3. She plays netball as well, but she won't be available today. But in their absence, North have quite a lot of depth. So do Norwood, and they'll be really feeling the loss of Jess Good as well.
I feel like both of them really just cancel each other out. So we're actually in for a real hard matchup right now, especially with Metcalf having a great game the other night. So hopefully she can continue this. She's able to take over games real easily.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, North Adelaide versus Sturt last week, they beat them 75-69. And Norwood 2 rounds ago, they were up against Sturt. But the scoreline vastly different. They got flogged 50-90, and it was quite a horror match, really. And it's interesting to see how they line up tonight, considering they are pretty evenly matched. And was it just an off night for Norwood those 2 weeks ago, or are they not quite up to the pace that North is setting?
It'd be interesting to see, because if Sturt blew them out of the water a few weeks ago, it'd be nice to see if that's some flaws for the Flames that obviously every other team can see, but also Norwood have to work on.
Yeah, particularly. And we're about to tip off here. This is 2018 Basketball SA Premier League coverage. We're powered by Spacequake Sports today, and the referee is about to bring the ball up. And Taylor Corrigan gets the tip. We're underway here at the Arc Campbelltown. Here we go. Corrigan up the top. She looks around, gives it out. This is Kirsty Williams, of course, the captain for North Adelaide. She gives it to Laura Thornett, and Sam DiFrancesco has it now. She's a very good 3-point shooter, but she doesn't get it off at that time. DiFrancesco looking to reset. They've got 10 seconds on the shot clock here. Here's Leah Metcalf, the lady we were talking so much about earlier. Metcalf's going to shoot the 3, doesn't fall, and Cara Annetts will get the rebound. Rather will Shannon McKay, and Norwood will bring the ball up.
It'll be interesting to see how they play against each other this week, especially with the game on Saturday night, and then it's another game on the coming Saturday night. So 3 games within a week is, incredible. Their fitness is going to be up to scratch, and they got to take care of their bodies as much as they can.
That was Chelsea Roberts missing the shot there, and North have brought the ball back up the court. Here's DiFrancesco looking for options, pushes it inside. Playing on the post is Williams. Williams gets the shot up. It's not going to fall. Great defense there by Annette, and she's going to bring the ball up now. Norwood, no one scored so far. It's been playing for a minute, but it's looking like a strong matchup so far in the opening stages.
It has the potential to blow either way, to be honest. It looks like it. They're both getting good shots up, and they're just not missing. Like that one there is just not falling. Sorry.
Exactly. Shannon McKay is so good at shooting the 3 and driving in when she can. She didn't hit it then at all. Quite far off, actually.
Thornett looking around. Out to Corrigan with a long jumper. Barely touches the rim, to be honest.
Yeah, Corrigan, not known for her jump shots particularly, known for her height though. She's one of the tallest in the competition.
She is very
191 centimetres. She was in the All-Star 5 last year playing that centre position, so definitely some quality there for North Adelaide, even if she hasn't hit the heights of last year just yet this season.
Exactly right. It's just this season. It's still early. We're only technically a few rounds into the season still.
Yeah.
Especially when you have 3 games in a week over spanning a couple rounds. There's obviously much left as Metcalf spins and finishes that one. They open up on the board.
North Adelaide on the board. You saw Cara Annetts miss a shot there before. Here's Roberts. Roberts might shoot it. She has the highest 3-point shooting percentage in the comp, but she passes it off, and Norwood lose the ball. North are gonna break back up the court. The Rockets looking strong so far, even if shots aren't falling for either side yet. Here's Metcalf. Metcalf looking for options, and a bit of a collision there, I think, between Williams and Roberts, but no call, and the ball trickles out. It's going to be a North Adelaide ball on their end of the court. Taylor Corrigan to bring it in.
So it'd be good for them to get a quick 4-0 run.
Yeah, well, especially in the opening 3 minutes. A long time. Here's Thornett with the layup-ish shot. Jess Foley takes the rebound. She'll bring it back up. Foley, of course, came in. She had played a match in round 2, but she came in last week against the South Adelaide Panthers pretty much certainly after that debacle against she's a real leader of the Norwood Flames, and they really needed someone to step up in her absence, even against a team like South Adelaide.
Yeah, no, you always need to have those leaders and the veteran players that are really going to push you, not only your younger players, but also do their part on the floor as well. At the end of the day, buckets lead to wins, and that's exactly what both clubs need.
And this is Marissa Stabili at the lines. She's going to shoot 2, and she missed the first, but she got the second. Norwood on the board, and Lauren Thornett is going to bring it up the court. She's going to drive. Not a bad effort, but doesn't fall. Great effort on the down in the paint. She's not a big player, and she's done well to get the tip out there. And North keep the ball. Here's Corrigan, gives it inside to DiFrancesco. On the mismatch, does well, and she gets another 2 points. Great stuff there from North Adelaide. And the steal by, it's DiFrancesco again. She gives it to Thornett. Here's Metcalf. Metcalf, great pass inside to Williams. The captain can't get the shot to go. That's actually really good defense there. And the ball's going to come back up. That was Shannon McKay.
No, they played very good defense just then. It's interesting to see no foul called, but from up here it looked like a bit of a contact. But end of the day, no foul call, play on. Norwood drive in, off the glass, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, and it rumbles around the rim and falls for 2.
That's a good play there from Stable.
It was Metcalf, Corrigan, DiFrancesco. Just thinking about it, holding up play. Thornett, Metcalf. Puts it through the legs. She's got some great handles, doesn't she?
Yeah, absolutely. Here's DiFrancesco for the
3.
That's her first of the night, and we'll probably be saying her name a few more times at this rate. She's scored 5 of North's first 7 points. Here's Norwood on the other end. The jumper way off.
Yeah.
Not a good effort there from Stable. She did score the points just before, but not quite working out for her. And Thornett now. She's had plenty of the ball earlier. She's really playing that point position, and she might shoot here.
She's had to increase her role as well by the looks of it.
Yeah, definitely looks like it.
She's not short of confidence either when she's playing it with the ball as well.
She didn't get that shot to go though. And here's Cara Annetts bringing the ball back up. She, of course, returns this season after having a kid. Good on her. Here's Shannon McKay. And she hits the 3 back. 5 minutes into the game, it's 7 versus 6. Not a high-scoring affair, but an entertaining affair nonetheless.
There's been nothing but action, which is good so far.
Yeah, well, it hasn't stopped, really. I don't think there's been a foul called. So.
No, there hasn't. No, there's been 1 foul, and there's been no timeouts yet, which is surprising. But end of the day, no fouls and no timeouts.
Exactly, and I think we'll go back to North's last game against Sturt. They were strong. They outlasted them pretty much off the back of a 30-8 second quarter. As we see Williams miss the easy put in there, but DiFrancesco gives it back to her. She's going to have another shot at it. Fouled by none other than Marissa Stabile. She's been everywhere in these opening
She has
stages.
been absolutely everywhere.
And
as we get another look at that one. Nope, that's the offensive rebound. Sorry, my bad.
Well, as I mean, she's been everywhere. There's probably about 4 highlights of her so far. But yeah, North got the 6-point win over Sturt pretty much off the back of a 30-8 point second quarter. Metcalf had 28, of course DiFrancesco 12, Corrigan 15. They really, I guess that second quarter really set it up. And an incredible stat from that Lauren Thornett played 29 minutes, a plus minus of plus 23. That's in unheard of territory in such a close game.
Yeah, no, she played incredible. She did play pretty well actually, but I must say, going out to Metcalf for 28, 6, 7, and 4, she was definitely all over the court, and Sturt definitely felt that one, not only on the scoreboard, but also on the floor, as she picks up another rebound.
Here's different Chesko. Looking for space, she finds Thornett. Thornett might shoot this, she probably should have, but she gives it back to different Chesko. They push it around the arc, and it's Metcalf with the jumper. And a foul infraction there by different Chesko on Roberts, and it's going to be a Norwood ball.
8-6 with 4 minutes to go. It's been an entertaining opening quarter, to be honest, and it's gone very quickly.
Oh, it definitely has. It's only 4 minutes left. It's 8-6, and really anyone's game so far. Neither side has shown that they're going to run over the top of the other. Really good defense being played by both teams as well. In particular, Norwood. I actually think they've had a few open shots that they probably should have scored, but their defense has been really good on the other end. Here's Mackay on the ball. She gives it to, she's going to get it back here. Mackay with the jumper, and it's a nice shot. It falls easily.
Tie game here at the arc.
Great play there from the Adelaide Lightning player. Of course, she's had a few great games for Norwood. That 40-point preliminary final last year, that was incredible. Against the Southern Tigers. They lost it in double overtime, but Mackay was absolutely brilliant after Jess Good fouled out, and she really set the platform for perhaps this year really taking on that advanced role for Norwood.
I officially can't say that I was there that night, but I remember you saying you were, and you were just saying it was just in a great atmosphere and the game was unreal.
It was really an incredible game. Any match that goes to double overtime.
Oh, exactly right.
And in a preliminary final as well.
Yep, 100%. I watched the Tigers and the Rockets at Hillcrest double overtime. Now that was a cracking game. There's nothing better than overtime basketball, let's be serious. It brings out the best and the worst out of everybody.
Well, yeah, as we see, this is Kirsten Tyndall. She's entered the game and she is on the line. Doesn't get the first one to go, but she's getting court time early here. She hasn't had too much of it in the past, but it's good to see because Norwood really need to look to their bench at the moment. I think after that 40-point loss to Sturt, they really had to assess their game plan, and they came out against South last week absolutely on fire.
Oh!
Di Francesco, speaking of on fire, hits the three. That is great stuff from her. She's on 8 points already this game. Perhaps she's the only one scoring higher so far. That's a good effort there by Annette, but it doesn't fall. And it's going to be a North Adelaide ball. But as I was saying, Norwood came out against South Adelaide last week with a point to prove. It wasn't against the toughest of opponents, but they really took it to them. 99-44. That's a team that says, hang on, we're still contenders, we're still good, we want to prove that.
That's exactly right. Just because they lost to Sturt doesn't mean they've lost the season. Only one game, and honestly, at the end of the day, it takes a loss like that to wake you up and really awaken a beast. Because then they came out against what we said with South Adelaide down at Marion, so always travelling is a bit of a task as well. But coming out and making a statement and showing, hey, we're still a contender for this league.
Here's Taylor Corrigan hits the first. Well, I mean, when you get a two-time Halls medalist and Jess Foley returning to your team, it's going to help you out a bit.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
She's been in the All-Star 5 in this league 6 times. It was actually her birthday last Friday. She turned 35.
Oh.
Congrats to her.
Do you have any more fun facts about birthdays this time around?
Not too many this round.
No?
I have to say.
Norwood. Oh, they can't get that one to go. Di Francesco brings up that rebound. She's everywhere, isn't she?
She definitely is. Di Francesco really controlling the game at the moment for North, but she gives it to Metcalf. She has a chance to really get her face on the game, and she gets the steal, Di Francesco. She is everywhere. Norwood not really accounting for her. Metcalf misses another 3 though, but they get the offensive rebound. That's Kirsty Williams. And Metcalf will play point here.
It really looks like North Adelaide are controlling the offensive glass, isn't it? Norwood are really, very good deflection out of bounds there. Yeah, no, Norwood are really got to sort something out about this, because if you're controlling the glass, especially with a tall girl like Corrigan, who's obviously able to grab the big offensive rebounds, but it's not even just her, it's everybody else is grabbing them as well.
Yeah, well, we just saw Liam Metcalf exit the court and Sam DiFrancesco for Abigail Marta and I believe for Courtney Hanson as well. Yep, Courtney Hanson. So, and we see Jess Foley leave the court as well. So a few of the star players off now. It's going to be interesting to see who can really make an impact. North not really aware of the clock there. Benson Johnston.
He's not pleased.
Or he's enthusiastic, to say the least.
We'll go with enthusiastic, sorry.
And I don't actually know if he's angry because he's just always like that.
They were up before. They were up by a few points and he was still screaming and yelling from the sidelines. So we'll take that as a yes, that he's always enthusiastic.
Here's Shannon Mackay. She gives it to, Felicia Barnett.
Thornett with a block from behind. From one of the smallest girls on the court. Well done.
And this is great play from North Adelaide. They really need to make it count though. If they're only up by 6, it's 15-9. Just a minute left in the quarter. This has been a lightning quick quarter. And Norwood are just going to try and slow things down, I think, here. Try and survive the quarter because North are really finishing it strong. And that's effort's not going to go. Oh, big collision there. Both players hungry for the ball. Courtney Hanson, she's run into Marissa Stabile there.
She's grabbing her knee and she looks like she's in a lot of pain.
It's a heavy collision. I think it was just heavy body on body clash there. Hopefully she's okay. Doesn't look in a good way. Really doesn't look in a good way.
No, absolutely not. Trainers coming out.
It's not something you want so soon into your Anzac Day rounds.
Not even that. You just don't want it in general.
Absolutely. It's the start of the game too. She's one of the key players. Of course, I think Jess Good and Shannon Mackay have been around for ages. Of course, with the likes of Foley and Roberts and Mackay's sister Kelsey. So,
who's returning from injury herself?
Yeah, well, exactly. She's not in a good way.
She's still on that court on the floor.
I think we're gonna see the game stop for a little bit here.
There's a sub.
And yeah, that's a sub made.
That's a sub made for Corrigan.
Really vague siren there. Just kind of shocked everyone. The crowd is definitely hushed right now.
Yep, you could hear a pin drop in this place right now. Anyway, Taylor Goggins checked in for Taylor Corrigan. Everyone's
just concerned. She is conscious and moving, but not moving in the sense of actually getting up, which is not a good sign. It was pretty heavy contact. It was definitely a heavy collision. It was no intent in there at all. I think it was just both going for the ball and both must have maybe knocked knees or knocked bodies and she came out on the wrong end of it, unfortunately. We've got a minute left in this term. They won't get playback going even though she's out of court, would they? No. I don't think that's fair. We'll see, really. You wouldn't want to play with your teammate lying on the floor next to your court, to be fair. It's a bit different to footy where it's like a 200-metre field. You've got you don't want to see your team. Small court. Yeah. No, I definitely understand where you're coming from. You don't want to be looking over to the sideline with a minute to go in your opening term, especially on Anzac Day, but let alone any game, and see your teammate, one of your veterans lying on the floor in pain or on the bench in severe pain as well. Yeah. And she's still clutching that knee, so there could be something really wrong with it. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's the knee that's the issue. And it's very worrying that she hasn't even tried to get up so far. Yep. But what did Norwood do here? They've got a minute left in the term. They're down by 6. It really has halted North. At least it has halted the Rockets' momentum. But absolutely. It's looking like a tough road back here for the Flames, especially without one of their starters. Well, she was everywhere early, wasn't she? She was. So Coach Mackay, has to maybe reevaluate her. Oh, they're helping her up. Yeah, reevaluate his bench and see where the rotations are and who's going to get extra minutes. Well, that's Coach Mackay helping her walk off. She is walking in the sense of very gingerly, step by step. So that's a good sign, but it's not something you want to see. No, absolutely not. At any sport, at any level. And that's a lot of Norwood's height there as well against a girl like Corrigan. Yeah. She's pretty much their main. She plays their main centre in their team. Her and perhaps Cara Annetts as well plays a bit. So they're going to be a very short side for the rest of the game if she doesn't come back, which we kind of expect. Here's Foley. Her shot doesn't fall, and the rebound is taken by Taylor Goggins. She's been in for a few seconds. She grabbed the first rebound. It's always a good sign. What you want to see from a youngster like that. She is 23, but I guess less experienced player is better. Absolutely. heavy hit there. No call. And here's
Abigail Mader. That's a nice floater right there.
That was a long-range floater.
Yeah, that was very nice.
And Thornett not happy with the contact she received there, but no call. That was earlier in the play. And here we go. This is McKay. Shannon Mackay. She's going to shoot the three, and that is in. It looked a bit off from the original shot, but it just swerved back beautifully. And that's another three. There's only not much time on the clock. Thornett, I don't think Thornett knows there's no time on the clock.
Oh, she gets it up, and the bank is closed on Anzac Day.
Definitely is. That's a great way to sum up the term. It's 17-12 at the end of the first quarter, and really anyone's game still, although the big incident of that term was Marissa Stabile clutching her knee and getting escorted off the court. She spent a few minutes there on the court.
Yeah, no, she did. It looked like there's a lot of pain. I can't see her on the bench right now.
She's walking up the back.
Oh, she's walking up the back? Oh, that's it.
Holding a towel. So
yep.
She is walking, not exactly in good spirits, but she is walking.
Her day may be definitely over.
Maybe definitely.
Maybe definitely over.
Actually,
maybe over.
I have a feeling she might come back here, to be honest.
It could be a walk-off kind of injury.
She hasn't. They brought the wheelchair out for her, but she hasn't taken it. Probably not her way to go out.
Absolutely not. Not on Anzac Day.
Tough character.
Well, that's another thing that Norwood's going to have to rectify, especially with losing her early in the game, but Jess Good not playing.
Yeah.
So now they're down 2 players compared to North Adelaide's Joe Hill missing.
It's huge not to have Jess Good. She's on the bench actually, just sitting. She's obviously injured.
I don't know.
I guess you wouldn't rotate Jess Good.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't take her out of the game. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Jess Good, she just keeps building on her form. It's actually a real shame to not see her out there tonight. She was second in the Halls medal last year. Of course, that's the best and fairest for women in the Premier League. And she was 4th in 2016, 6th in 2015. So she's really bringing her name forward as a contender year by year. And judging by those numbers, perhaps this will be her year. So it's a shame to not see her on court.
Well, that's a game that she's missed, votes-wise. I mean, obviously, around the league we have players who are, like, obviously Metcalf and Boone and Goff in Centrals who are able to bring it every night. And in every game that I would say Good misses, whether it's injury, whether it's sickness, whether it's any reason, just doesn't dress, may affect her in the long run.
Well, if you're watching the footage of this on the screen, you would have seen Brenton Johnson there really gesturing to the umpire about that Lauren Thornett moving screen he thought it was. He was doing the full movement, and it was actually pretty entertaining. He's definitely a colourful coach, and it's the stuff you want to see. Here's Jess Foley with a nearly identical fadeaway jumper that we saw late in the last term, but it doesn't fall as the last one did neither. And Corrigan's playing up top. Here's Leah Metcalf back on the court.
She's going to be my favourite for Halls.
Yeah,
I reckon.
She's been great so far this season.
Yep.
I actually would have to agree with you there.
Yeah,
not too much discussion.
Say last round I called Ian Davis for Woolacott. Or at least I might double up and say Metcalf for the Halls.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't be wrong if you thought that. That's Kalisha Barnett, and she falls. And I think it's just a Norwood ball at the baseline. So
we're out to see a Norwood inbound as look at the young towel wipers doing their job.
Great to see.
Just
great to see.
Camaraderie in the club is always good to see as well.
Of course, you might be wondering why the Flames are wearing that camouflage stripe. The Norwood Basketball Club was effectively born in 1946 by returning World War II veterans. As we go back to play here, here's Shannon Mackay. Mackay gives it out. That's Chelsea Roberts. Sorry, not Chelsea Roberts, Ali Grosser.
Oh, picked off by Thornett. She's pushing the ball up quick. Metcalf. Oh, she's looking on pivot foot. Blocked.
Yeah, that's great defense there by the shorter Kelsey Mackay. Although not that much shorter. Lee Metcalf isn't a huge individual. That's a great pass. And they can't make it count though. And Lee Metcalf's going to bring it up again.
It's just a bit of a, throw that ball away.
That was Zali Grosser again, missing the easy two.
Yep. It's interesting to see, like, neither team have really taken advantage so far, really gone over the top. I mean, it's only 17-12, so there's plenty of time left in the half, let alone the game. But no one's taken a real step forward saying, this is going to be my game, this is going to be my day, and I'm going to win the medals.
And Zali Grosser, after missing that shot, sensationally dragged by Mike Mackay. That's another steal. This is bread and butter for Lauren Thornett.
Finishes that with ease, which is great to see.
Well, you'd hope it's bread and butter for any player in the competition, but that's a great steal. And the travel called there, not happy as Cara Nets. And here's the steal. Great anticipation there by Lauren Thornett. 26 years old. She's only 167 centimetres tall, but she plays like she's with a big heart, I guess. That's the best way to put it.
Very good guard, and she stepped up over the few years that I've been watching. She's been very good in her role, and she's continuing to grow and continuing to develop her presence on the floor. Like that was a prime example of it. Grabs the steal, and grabs the long run.
It was a really good example. Corrigan missed that two there, the J, and the umpires clash into each other. You didn't see that, but that was quite entertaining. It's an Norwood ball on their end of the court. McKay to bring it in.
Passes it to her sister, Kelsey. And
Jess Foley with mid-range J. Doesn't get it to go. Her shooting hasn't been great so far.
Norwood have struggled a little bit so far.
Yeah, well, only 12 points in 12 minutes of basketball.
Yep.
Doesn't read well on the stat sheet.
Nope, does not. It seems like North Adelaide are just really having their way.
Here's Metcalf. Of course, she came out of North Carolina from her college career. She's now 34, so she's not exactly young. But that's a turnover there. Here's Foley. Plays tall.
Earns two by the looks of it.
She's fouled in the build-up, so she's going to have that on the sideline. But as we go back, the Norwood Basketball Club was born in 1946 by returning World War II veterans from the 210th Battalion. And they were known as the Adelaide Rifles. But the 210th Battalion was renamed United and then eventually renamed Norwood. And from there, they've just become the Norwood Flames, a really successful club with a whole bunch of history, to be honest. And it's really good to see them embrace Anzac Day. It's been something that's only been around for 3 or 4 years in the Premier League. And the crowd are up and about.
Shannon Mackay not pleased about that foul call on her just then.
Well,
she tried to argue her case a little bit, but
unsuccessfully, as always.
As always, yes. First thing you learn when you're learning to officiate. Baseline ball from North Adelaide. Corrigan to inbound to Thornett. Sorry, not to Thornett, sorry.
To Williams,
yep,
to Thornett,
sorry, my bad.
to Corrigan.
Yep, we got there eventually.
We got
there.
Who
earns two? There we go. Easy done.
But about the Anzac Day, you might see on the Norwood jersey, on the right-hand shoulder, you'll see the 210th lettering. And the number 46 also represents 1946, which was the year they were created. So you'll see that on their jersey as well. It's just good to see representation of that kind of thing. A team really embrace it because it's what the league needed. When you bring in an Anzac Day event, you want your clubs to just get around it.
Corrigan goes 1 for 2. Yeah, no, it's exactly right. Especially on a day like Anzac Day, that is so important to Australian history and our culture. Sorry, it's just good to see that it's still represented on all levels, from sport to everyday life to ceremonies, everywhere.
Jess Foley having plenty of the games of the ball so far. She's gone to the line here, and will be shooting too.
Looks like she'll be carrying a lot of the load for Norwood today.
She's carrying heaps of the load.
Yep.
It's in the name, isn't it, Jess?
Well done. Very well done.
She's the first.
Lining up for that second. That's 2 from 2 for Norwood. They've cut it down to 7. Nope, sorry, 6. Thornett. Up against Mackay. Looking around. They just don't have... I like North Adelaide's way they move the ball around out to Corrigan. And they're always moving around. Francesco's checked back in. And she finds the easy 2 off the glass.
She's definitely played well so far.
Yeah, no, North Adelaide are just... They're always moving, and it's just causing a bit of havoc for Norwood.
Air ball there by Cara Annette.
Thornett brings it up very fast. She moves the ball up fast, Thornett, as well, which is always good to see. Metcalf drives, earns 2 off the contact. Not pleased there by Jess Foley.
I believe the word there is exasperated, and Jess Foley really not pleased. She was gesturing to about every referee there in the stadium, even the one's not currently refereeing.
I can't say I know what that word actually means, so I might ask how to use it in a sentence a bit later.
Well, It's word of the day.
It's word of the day. Word of the day. Word of the day. We'll go with word of the day then.
Leah Metcalf on the line. Of course, the import out of America. She was born in Maryland and spent 4 years at the Tar Heels, North Carolina, before having a long and rather fruitful career in Europe and eventually coming here. She actually played preseason matches for the LA Sparks and was in 2 WNBA preseason camps. Unfortunately, she didn't get selected, but she's really forged a living out of basketball, if that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good way to put it, as Norwood score on the other end quickly. But yeah, it would always be hard coming out of America and playing as an import in basketball. Not only in America, as Europe, because Europeans play very good basketball as well. It's always nice to see that kind of style be replicated throughout Australia and other parts of the world.
The McKay sisters both on the court. Here's Cara Annette. She's going to drive, do you feel? She gets fouled in the build-up. Oh, not in the build-up, in shooting motion. She's going to go to the line.
She's earning 2. Look, there's a bit of a hard collision there, to be honest, but it's all good.
And you can see that 210 lettering on the shoulder there.
Yep, definitely can.
It's a timeout called by, I believe, Norwood, but might have been North. I'm actually not too sure.
It could be either club.
It could have
been either club.
And I don't know if Brenton Johnston's not happy or just his usual self. It's hard to tell.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll definitely see as soon as the girls walk off the bench back onto the court.
And do you want to hear an interesting stat, Kieran?
Sorry?
Do you want to hear an interesting stat?
I would love to.
Or interesting fact?
I love fun facts.
Leah Metcalf attempted to sue the University of North Carolina back in 2016 over a shadow curriculum with bogus classes after she received an athletic scholarship there. So she's gone there, received an athletic scholarship, actually wanted to get an elite education, but the courses that they've provided to her and forced her to enter were bogus. They didn't have teachers. They didn't have like attendance policies. So she's ended up essentially funneled into sham classes when she wanted to have this elite education along with her growing basketball career.
Yeah.
So she attempted to sue them 15 years after she played there, and of course it got tossed out. 15 years is a long time since. Universities can't actually be sued in North Carolina anyway, so it's interesting because she's definitely not just a basketballer. She does have a pretty successful entrepreneurial career, as you can see if you look on her website.
Well, thanks for that fun fact. I'll definitely have a bit of a research when I get home tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, it's always interesting to see stories coming from players from their perspective of not only like little colleges, but a college like
the Tar Heels, which is
one
of the
biggest.
UNC. Yeah, absolutely. And they reckon it's part of the 20 odd year scandal of like incentives to keep athletes in colleges and to help them pass through. So it's not illegal, but it's kind of corrupt, isn't it?
The NCAA and that entire college league is one of those things that you just don't talk about right now. Because it's one of those things that it's just one of those things. I can say the least. There's just so much to say. I just shouldn't say.
DiFrancesco missed the 3, and Leah Metcalf just missed the J. And Norwood are going to bring it back up, looking to cut the deficit from 6 to something lower. Here's Foley, still on the court. She's been everywhere today.
She has stepped up since Stabile's injury scared us earlier today.
Here's Mackay, and Roberts to Kelsey Mackay, and she hits the 3. Kelsey Mackay, back from injury. This is her second game back. Mike Mackay gesturing to calm down. That is her father. It's interesting. This is just a family reunion here at Art Campbelltown.
It was, wasn't it, earlier this year?
Well, I mean, when Mike was called to be coach, he gets to take over his 2 daughters, and I mean, you're gonna love that. You gotta love it in the sense of the league, but he'd be loving it as well. He gets to coach players who he knows what he can get out of them. But all their other players are definitely no slouches either. So.
Well, that's exactly right. And Coach Mackay, he's had a career of his own. We all know about that. So they're all going to benefit strongly, out of his mentorship and his leadership. Hopefully, they can come out, bigger, stronger, better, and push for that title.
So Courtney Hanson to bring the ball in. She gives it DiFrancesco off a couple of feet. And they've called a Norwood ball. I believe that came off of both feet there.
Yeah, I can definitely say that there will be a Norwood ball. But hey, it's okay.
They've kept it the same.
Yep, okay. How about that?
And Courtney Hanson brings it again.
Try again.
Quick pass out to Thornett. Thornett looking at her options. And here's Metcalf. Metcalf to Kirsty Williams for the 3.
3 ball.
And that was never missing.
That wasn't going to miss. That looked perfect.
Oh,
well done.
It's just great offensive pressure there by North Adelaide. Really, really taking it to Norwood at their home on a day that's supposed to really be theirs, isn't it?
Yeah. No, that is exactly right. She's got that motor defense about her, Thornett, and it's showing. Just another turnover.
Stunning front court defense there. They pushed them up to the halfway line, and the pass over the top wasn't good. And Jess Good's not playing, but it wasn't good. And it's been turned over. His DiFrancesco gives it. Unlucky fumble
ugly.
there. Courtney Hanson not controlling that, perhaps looking to pass it before she received it. And fumbles it over the half-court line. That's half court.
That one there just rolled over her fingers.
A bit upsetting to see in slow motion.
Yeah, I don't want to see that one again. No.
And we've got a timeout called here. 4 minutes remaining in the second term. Norwood down by 6, and going to be quite an interesting encounter, I think, in these final 4 minutes of the term. Could really go either way. It's been a pretty big defensive match with a bit of shooting from outside by North. Really the difference so far.
Yeah, it's just the defensive presence on both sides is obviously playing a huge role in the scoreline. But yeah, exactly right. North Adelaide are they're making the most of what looks like their opportunities. And with Lauren Thornett playing that motor defense, like I mentioned a few minutes earlier, it's really going to pay off for him.
Well, DiFrancesco has 10 points so far tonight, and rivaling her is Shannon Mackay. She has 10 points as well. She's actually shot pretty well, 4 from 5 from the field. In the while her teammates have let her down. Jess Foley 0 from 3, Chelsea Roberts 0 from 2, and Cara Annette 0 from 4. They're some of their best shooters, and Norwood really need to get their act together.
Yeah,
Shannon Mackay can't do it all herself.
No, she can't. 40 points in that prelim would
be
always
she
good.
almost can, but she eventually lost it.
Yeah. Obviously got to step up a bit more from your teammates. As both sides walk back onto the court. Coach Johnston doesn't look pleased as normal.
As normal.
He's always
great call.
Very professional looking bloke. Norwood inbound it.
Shannon Mackay actually played for North Adelaide in the past. She was playing for the Rockets in 2014, if you didn't know. So
I did.
This is one of the major rivalries in the league, and it's interesting to see players interchange. Of course, Norwood also have Jamie Lee Paris on their list, and she played for North as well. She was in the All-Star 5, I believe, 1 year for North. She had a few pretty successful years back in around 2012 time. So here's DiFrancesco, can't get the quick release. She gives it back to Thornett. Thornett definitely with a lot of ball handling so far. Here's Metcalf with the 3. She hasn't gotten anything to go so far, but she gets the ball back. Here's DiFrancesco, she wants to shoot. She tosses it across, and this is going to be Courtney Hanson. She's inside, gives it to Metcalf outside. She's going to drive. That's a lovely drive. Doesn't fall though.
Doesn't hit the, turnover. Not turnover, sorry.
Doesn't hit the ring.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, sorry. Got a bit excited then.
Foley's going to bring it up. Foley looking for, assessing her options. And finds Chelsea Roberts. Roberts gives it out. And this is Sydney Wright, the looping 3-ball, the rainbow 3. How about that? First impact of the match is a 3. Of course, Joey Wright's daughter, and she's making a name for herself in the Premier League so far, in this match at least.
He'll be cheering on the sidelines, waving a towel maybe.
Well, he might be in the arena. We're actually not too sure.
I have seen him. I've seen him.
Today?
Yeah, when I walked in today. I did see him straight away. So he's obviously out here supporting the girls after his daughter and the rest of the team, obviously.
Well, of course, Sydney Wright's only 16 years old, so
yeah.
she's not exactly experienced, but to have your first possession to result in a 3 in such an important match is pretty incredible.
Yeah, especially on Anzac Day, it's a pretty big moment to step up. She's obviously not shy to the occasion. Just drains a big one straight off the bat.
Thornett on the line. Good technique, hits both.
It's a great form.
Great form.
It's great form.
This is gymnastics here.
It's a great form. You know what? Ben, don't be taking the flack out of my thoughts,
I'll
mate.
stop. Here's Mackay. Mackay's gonna drive. She finds her way around Kirsty Williams and lays it in.
She's doing it all, and that needs to change. As the officials stop for.
Well, you feel that needs to change for both sides.
Oh,
North want to try and shut it down. Norwood want their other players to get into it.
Of course.
So,
As we'll take a look at Mackay going around off the glass. It's a very good finish.
yeah,
very good finish.
Very good finish.
Francesco to inbound it again.
I love that poster of Andrew Webber in the background. Every now and then it shows in the camera view, and it's just like a big banner of him, and he probably loves it. That's the real.
Yeah, maybe.
He plays game 300 later today. Keep an eye out for that. And poor pass there. That's Kirsty Williams, captain, really upset with herself.
It's another poor turnover.
She's been good so far this season. Of course, North made the final last year, eventually losing out to Southern, but she broke her wrist in the final, and that was tough for her.
It would be. It was one of the opening quarters, I think it was. As Sydney Wright can't get that one to go.
I believe it was the start of the second term.
Yeah.
And it was tough because they lost by about 3 points.
So a game that goes down to the wire, obviously watching your captain on the sidelines with maybe they didn't know about it at the time, a broken wrist, but still your captain on the sidelines in dire straits moments.
Well, here's Cara Annette's tying her shoelace before she heads to the charity stripe, and she'll shoot too.
That was a big offensive rebound there that she grabbed off Sydney Wright's attempted layup.
It was really good, especially standing up in Stabile's absence.
Yeah.
She hasn't re-entered the match, but we believe she won't. She's got her jacket on out the back there, and she's actually walking to the backcourt. So perhaps done for the night. Pretty sure done for the night. She's actually doing run-throughs.
Oh, she's been a bit of a jog.
Bit of a twist. She's got her knee heavily strapped.
Yes.
You can actually see that.
That's a lot of strapping on her knee.
But
bit of a fitness test for her.
well, Norwood cut the deficit to 2 here. Here's DiFrancesco. Gives it to
Hanson,
of course. DiFrancesco, she's on the perimeter.
That's a
Gives
great
it to
find.
Metcalf. It's a great find. And Metcalf's not going to miss that. That's a huge 3.
That was actually some excellent court vision there from North Adelaide. Always pays off to show that extra pass.
Sydney Wright.
She's getting some good minutes.
Well,
right?
Yeah, she's basically had the last 5 minutes of this quarter. Here's Foley with the mid-range jumper. Can't get it to fall again. But Sydney Wright's going to... I thought she was going to get the steal there, but she didn't. Lauren Thornett, good enough to avoid that. Here's Metcalf, gives it to DiFrancesco, looking to shoot the long 3. She's trying to find space for herself, gives a great pass to Kirsty Williams. Her shot's high off the glass, doesn't fall, but great offensive pressure by Courtney Hanson to keep the ball on north side of the court. It's their ball on the baseline. Minute 30 remaining in the term. Yeah,
it's only still a close game. Neither side's really taken over. So it's going to go down to the wire, I reckon. Thornett team
from the early stages.
From what it looks like.
Yeah.
Looks like it's going to go right down to the wire. There's a foul called on Norwood, by the looks of it. And North, I think, are heading to the line.
Yeah, well, they're in the bonus.
They are in the bonus, yes.
Certain line shoot. Something that really irks me about the art court is all the lines.
Oh, the lines.
The lines.
Yes, 100%.
Like, they're heading to the line. I don't even know which line. It's tough. And I guess it's easy for us because we just know the black line. We're watching the game. But for the players, that black line and that yellow and that white line are almost next to each other on the sides of the court. It'd be so simple to just accidentally step out.
Oh, absolutely. You spoke to Coach Whitmore from the Warriors about it at one point too.
Scott Whitmore, he said it was just something you can't really deal with, and it's probably an advantage for Norwood, but it is what it is. It's tough because it's not a court owned by Basketball SA.
Exactly.
But it's really good for the league that we have it. So great layup there by Kirsty Williams. Looking to make an impact late in the term. Shannon Mackay looking for someone to toss it to. She gives it to Roberts. And Mackay back to Roberts. Chelsea Roberts gives it to Foley. Foley is looking for options. Gives it to Mackay. She's going to hit the 3 from the middle of the court.
Can't get that one to go. And
great offensive pressure there by Foley. Called for the foul. Slightly remonstrates, but...
No foul, just out of bounds. The black line.
Yeah,
See, as we were talking about 1 second ago.
She looked and she was like angry, but I think she
realised. It would be confusing, especially if you don't train on this court or anything like that.
Oh, exactly. Here's Thornett. She's going to drive. Great fake pass there. Almost gets the steal.
Big rebound there by Wright. That's some great fight.
Great fight there. I don't know if that's actually classified as a rerun. They both kind of grabbed it on the way down.
Okay, well,
But
it was a great fight nonetheless.
It was a good fight because Thornett, wily character, she'll look to rip that out of your hands at any opportunity because that's what you do when you're in that circumstance. It's a good fight there.
It was very
from
good
a
fight.
16-year-old.
Shows how much she wants it.
Grit, determination.
Yep.
Fitting on Anzac Day.
Shows how much she wants her minutes to be increased. Not even only today, but just over the coming weeks.
And
it's season.
It's tough to get minutes at Norwood. They've got such a deep squad. There's players that aren't playing this week that perhaps you feel should, and it's tough. I mean, one of the key players I had at the start of the year was Natalia Lalic, and she hasn't gotten a minute so far this season. So it's tough. It's like she was my one to watch rookie in the season previews, and it just hasn't eventuated so far. But fingers crossed it can.
Well, we're only a few rounds into the season still, and obviously coming behind. She lines up behind Shannon Mackay, I believe.
Yeah, well, she does. She plays that shooting guard role.
Yeah. So obviously trying to get some minutes behind her is obviously a real difficult task.
Well, it must be difficult to break into the squad because
absolutely.
I believe she started the season injured, and then she's kind of just struggled to get back from that. And Mark Mackay, you feel like he's a coach that really wants some longevity with his players. So it's almost just unfortunate, isn't it?
Yeah, Coach Mackay would obviously know what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows he's been around basketball courts for a while, so he knows what's going on.
He's been around the league for ages. Of course, he played in it for many years. He wasn't just making up the numbers either. He was actually a really good player. I believe he got some All-Star 5 recognition as well.
Absolutely.
Here's DiFrancesco looking to make the most of the last 30 seconds of this term. DiFrancesco gives it to Williams. She's got a bit of space. Gives it out to Thornett for the three. That's air ball territory. And Cara Nett's going to take it up. There's only 17 seconds. This should be the final play of the quarter if Sydney Wright can hold things up. Uses the nets. Annette's
picked off by Metcalf.
It was never going to happen, and Metcalf picked it off easily. Only 3 seconds left. Thornett's got the last shot of the term again, off the rim.
Very close there by Thornett.
Very close. And North Adelaide up by 7 points. North Adelaide up by 7 points on Anzac Day round. This is Premier League basketball, powered by Spacequake Sports, brought to you by Basketball SA. And we'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back to special coverage of the 2018 Basketball SA Premier League. This is the Norwood Flames versus the North Adelaide Rockets at Campbelltown for our very special Anzac Day round. Norwood trail 28-33, but we've got a game on our hands, 26-33, sorry, but we've got a definite game on our hands. I'm Benito Carboni, with me is Kieran Vartuli, and Kieran, what are we thinking here?
Norwood are really got to just step it up. They've lost, well, Jess Good isn't playing for one, but two, they've lost Stable, as she came off early with a knee injury. Anyway, but nonetheless, they've kind of picked it up, but they've also need to find extra scoring from their starting five.
All right, to sum it up, well, we're about to get underway, but to sum up what you've missed if you haven't been tuning in to the first half, Joy Hill's not playing. She's in the grand final in the SANFLW, playing for Norwood, interestingly. Of course, she's a North legend. And Jess Good not playing as well. She's injured on the sidelines. Not sure what injury she actually has, but she's not playing today. And Marissa Stable, of course, injured her knee in the first half, but she's back on.
Is she back on?
She's back on.
She's back on. She just ran that off.
She looks...
And she draws the... That's pretty good welcoming back.
Yeah, well, that was Leah Metcalf there.
Hit the floor hard there.
Definitely hit the floor hard, of course. But yeah, as we were saying, she looked gone for all money. She was on the floor for about 2 or 3 minutes there.
100%.
Near the end of the first quarter, as she had a heavy collision with, I believe, Laura Thornett. And speaking of, let's see this collision. Heavy screen there. Marissa Stable not missing a beat there. And Leah Metcalf definitely brought the brunt of it.
She did feel it hard, didn't she? Corrigan's at the line.
And she's back off.
Is she really?
She is.
Oh, wow.
I think she drew the foul there on the other end of the court as well, but don't quote me on that. Here's Corrigan. She's actually got a really good free throw shooting percentage. I believe it's either the best or the second best in the league. And
that does surprise me. Bigs tend to not shoot as well, but...
Yeah, but it's something that you can really work on. I think any player, if you want to add an extra dimension to your game, you practice your free throw shooting.
Absolutely. Hopefully Norwood can step it up in the second half though, because they're really struggling without, aside from Shannon McKay, who's top scoring them with 12, but everyone else is kind of slacking off on the scoreboard.
Well, they really need more from their legend, Jess Foley. Here's Annette with the drive. She gets blocked. It is Norwood possession though, but great block there. But of course, Jess Foley, two-time Holmes medalist, of course, the Best and Fairest award for the league, the women's league. She's been a bit quiet today. Well, she's been everywhere. She just hasn't hit her shots. Here's Annette's from range. She doesn't get hers to fall. She's also been well off today in the shooting category. Here's Chelsea Roberts. She's got the highest 3-point percentage in the comp, but she hasn't hit any three-pointers either. So it's just been tough for Norwood so far tonight.
It's a surprise as well, because after last Saturday night they dropped 41% of their three-point attempts, and this week, or a few days later, they're struggling quite a lot from the deep. Yeah, well, they're dropping daggers. Roberts had 4 from 7, I believe. Shannon McKay 4 from 9, so they definitely weren't missing. Here's Annette with the much closer jumper. Still doesn't fall. Can't hit the rim.
Still doesn't fall. And it's 34-26 here. Apologies about the scoreline below. It's not quite correct, but that's okay. I'm sure it'll be fixed in a sec. Here's Taylor Corrigan to DiFrancesco. She's going to look to drive, it seems. Might pull the fadeaway. Doesn't. Gives it to Kirsty Williams. She's going to have to shoot. She does. And it's in.
Ball.
With seconds ticking down on the shot clock, Kirsty Williams shows all the experience she has in that dagger 3. Here's Chelsea Roberts and Jess Foley to bring it back up court. Great pass there by Foley to Annette. Annette to McKay. McKay weighing up the options. There's still plenty of time in this shot clock.
Take your time. Find a good shot. Sorry.
And Roberts looks to do that. Gives it back out to Foley. She can't hit a 3. She hasn't hit a field goal so far this match, actually.
No, she hasn't. Thornett brings it up. Out to DiFrancesco with the open look.
And she doesn't usually miss that.
Usually she buries those ones. And she should have.
And
as McKay brings it back up again. Hurries that over the line.
North are a bit on and off with their full court pressure.
Sometimes
they press out and it really works. That's a tough screen on Thornett. She's been brutalised this
Should have
match
actually
so
felt
far.
that one, yeah.
She's had a few of those. Here's Metcalf. She gives it out to Thornett. Thornett doesn't want to shoot. He gives it back to Metcalf. Metcalf, great pass inside to Kirsty Williams. And she gives it to Corrigan. She won't miss the easy jumper.
Finds the bottom of the net. That's really her game, isn't it?
It is.
Nice and close under the basket, few feet away from the hoop.
Well,
ends it.
She definitely mixes things up under the basket as well. So
Cara Nets cross-court pass to McKay. Bit of a hesitate as shot clock winds down from 10. Oh, stolen.
Stripped by Lauren Thornett.
Yeah.
She has been everywhere tonight.
That mode of defense is ridiculous.
Corrigan, you shouldn't miss that, to be honest. She's missed the almost unmissable. And Norwood are going to bring it back up. Ooh, heavy contact there between Williams and Chelsea Roberts. And here's Jess Foley looking to assess the situation. Gives it to Roberts. She's going to shoot. And she does not miss.
She doesn't miss.
As we say, that's her bread and butter. Chelsea Roberts is a dagger three-point shooter. She really needs to shoot it more from range. She hasn't done it much tonight, has she?
No, she hasn't. Considering she's hitting 45.5% from 3, you would think to give her the ball more often and faster.
Well, exactly. So it is a bit of a matter of that. I feel like they have the players there on the outside. They're just not going to them enough. Like Shannon McKay has been really strong shooting the Jays so far tonight, this afternoon, but she hasn't actually been chosen as the shooter that much. While Jess Foley, who's perhaps not had the best night.
Struggling, yeah.
And as we see, McKay again, another three. But it's good that they're going to her now, and Norwood have cut the deficit to 7. But that was Chelsea Roberts' second three-point shot of the afternoon. So
I would obviously put the ball in her hands more often.
Yeah.
If she's shooting that well. Oh, as Metcalf loses it.
Loses it off the foot. Can she keep it before it rolls past the halfway line?
5 seconds left on the shot clock.
Drives.
Oh, great defense there by the Flames.
That's Jess Foley. Of course, one of the best defenders in the league when she plays. We were saying she came back in last round after their debacle against the Sabres. They got slaughtered by Sturt 50-90 a couple of rounds ago, and it didn't make for good viewing for any Flames fans.
Obviously not.
It just didn't work out well. And Jess Foley's gone, right, I'm putting myself back in the team. I'm gonna lead us back to a recognition as a strong team.
No, absolutely.
They were really questioned on their talent and actual capability to make it deep in this off season or in the postseason. That's going to happen later, of course. So she's attempted at least to take it upon herself, and mixed results so far, but
still early.
Still early, absolutely.
No, well, especially if you're getting exploited by Sturt, and that's exactly what it was, and your flaws are obviously shown, every other team can pick up on that, and that's the end of that. Every other team will be like, okay, they can't do this well, let's just focus on that, and they'll crumble. And that's exactly what it looked like happened.
Well, meanwhile, North Adelaide versus the Rocket last week, and they got the win.
They did.
They won 75-69, dominated by Leah Metcalf, Taylor Corrigan, DiFrancesco. They just had a great effort from their starting five, and they really took it to Sturt and Chelsea Brook and took them down. I guess they were the two undefeated sides heading into that round, so it was really big to get the win. And of course, North Adelaide undefeated. They're 5-0 this season so far, sitting comfortably in first as the team to beat. And Norwood are going to attempt to beat them here. They're down by 7. They're still definitely in with a shot. We'll see what happens.
No, we'll see. Especially last Saturday night's game today, and then Saturday. A lot of work is going into these games.
Well, it's a huge week, isn't it? It really defines what the season's going to be for a lot of these teams. As we see, I believe, is it DiFrancesco fouled on the shot?
I believe
or
so.
Corrigan.
Yep, Corrigan is lining up. Yeah, no, with 3 games in 7 days compared to last season had a couple double headers, Saturday, Sunday games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So your body obviously feels that, obviously, as she finds the bottom of the net.
Well, North Adelaide will look to... I'll go back to their previous matches. They've beaten not easy teams. They beat South, of course, who aren't too great. But they've beaten some really, really strong teams so far this season.
Well, that's what I feel like about Norwood, though, is Norwood haven't really faced South, and they overcame South, which is always a good win because South are such a strong suit.
Yeah, well, they've beaten Sturt, they've beaten West Adelaide. That was a great match a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, we were there for that one.
They beat the Eagles and their youth, who actually has, in the long run, in the past couple of weeks, has really, really shown up. And they, of course, beat South and Southern as well, the last year's champions. So they're really taking it to every side. Perhaps they've versed some of perhaps the strongest teams in the league, and if they beat Norwood here, you really feel like they have to be certified as favourites to win this league.
Absolutely. Well, that's what you said about last season too, and look what happened. Tigers overcame them in the last, few seconds of the game?
It's true.
Yeah. But that's exactly right. That's what happens with the game.
Here's Leah Metcalf, spins, doesn't take the shot. She hasn't got too many options. The shot clock's on 10. She takes the perimeter jump shot, and it works like a treat. That's Leah Metcalf for you, the import out of University of North Carolina. Of course, she was out of there a few years ago, back in 2001. She's 34 years old now, but still showing that she has all the skills she had when she was younger.
She still plays like she's 23.
Well, absolutely, and she just works so hard around the court. She works. You wouldn't know she's 34 unless she told it to you from from her mouth. And that's a great 3, Kirsty Williams. Take a bow. Here's Jess Foley looking to stem the bleeding somewhat. They're down by 15 now, and it's not looking too good for Norwood in these past few minutes. No. Mark Mackay holding off in the timeout though. Here's Roberts looking for space. Gives it to Mackay. Shannon Mackay. Mackay's going to drive. She pops up the floater. Doesn't fall.
By the looks of it, she's going to be taking care of it herself.
Zali Grosser can't get the rebound. And Thornett to Williams to DiFrancesco. They're going to look to score again here, North, and you kind of back him in to do so. Here's Thornett.
Cross-court pass.
That's an incredible cross-court pass. The shot by Williams, not quite as incredible, but great rebound there. And Thornett getting the rebound after passing it to Williams, giving it back to Williams. Williams didn't make the most of it, but the shot there doesn't fall. And Norwood finally get the possession. It's Cara and Nets here. they're really looking to slow the tempo down. They really need to. They just need the shooters to step up. We keep saying it, but it's what needs to happen.
Yeah, 100%. Especially when you're down 47-32 with just over 2.5 minutes left in your third quarter. Time's slowly running out. At the end of the day, that's what they need to do. They need to work their shooters back into the game and try to find some points and make the most of what they can do on their offensive end.
Well, Chelsea Roberts heads to the line here, and we see Cara Onetz and Jess Foley subbed off, and that's for, I believe, Kelsey Mackay and another person who I'll get to you in a second, Kalish Barnett. So, bit of youth, bit of inexperience coming on. I mean, Kelsey Mackay's pretty experienced. You'd trust her in a pinch to get you out of it, but
Chelsea Roberts goes 1 from 2 as Corrigan grabs a big rebound. Metcalf, great pass. Beautiful pass there to Mata. That's some point guard vision. That's fantastic. Words can't even say how much I enjoyed seeing that. As she picks this,
nearly picks the pocket of Shannon Mackay, but she's going to drive and draws the foul. She's got a line for 2. That's great recovery there from Mackay after nearly being stripped by Leah Metcalf.
Let's take a look at that another pass again. Oh, fantastic.
And Abigail Mata, all she had to do was pop the ball up into the net. It's about as easy as it comes after such an incredible pass. Abigail Mata is a player Brenton Johnston actually highlighted in the season launch. She said he was hoping that she'd fill the void of her sister who left to go to the QBL, of course, Opal Mata. And
she was a great player, Opal. Well, she still is.
She still is.
She still is.
We'd love to see her back in the league, wouldn't we?
I'd love to. She was very, very good.
But her sister now getting some fairly substantial minutes, definitely more of what they had, more than what she had last season. And she's our one to watch as well, I think.
Did you back her for one to watch?
I did back her as one to watch because when you get a tip like that from your coach, you know
it's a real tip.
Yeah, it's a tip. You're going to be trusted by your teammates. And Cole's to shoot it. No actual shot, and it's going to be North Bowl.
A bit of a slack off on the shot there. They should have definitely taken that one.
Yeah, well, she was standing pretty far back. It would have been from well downtown.
If your coach is going to shoot it, shoot it.
It's true. Here's Williams to Thornette. We've called their name so many times tonight, and that's a travel. Abigail Mata, just as we were pumping her up, she lets us down. But it travels, they're tough calls, and I think we've all been prone to travels.
Well, she's very young, and she'll obviously learn from her mistakes.
It's just that small error of just accidentally taking the step before. Yes. It's such a small margin. Here's Mackay, easy floater.
I said this 2 minutes ago. She's taking it upon herself to get Norwood back into the game, and I was right. That's exactly what she's doing.
Well, I think Norwood kind of have to rely on her now. The third term was really the term to try and get some of her other teammates into the game, but they haven't really done so. Chelsea Roberts hit a 3, but she hasn't had another 3-point shot since. When you really feel she has, well, you really feel she should have.
She should have, yes. Yeah. Especially if she shoots so well. I don't understand why
Felicia Barnett looking for space. Doesn't get the shot up.
Well, defense.
It's just great defense. North have really stepped up the D this term. Norwood's still stuck on 37 points. It's really a low-scoring affair. North Adelaide only on 49 themselves. So that's great pass in, and Roberts is going to go to the line for another 2 here.
She's in a different range right now. Usually she's a couple steps out for the 3 ball, but hey, points are points, especially when they need it.
Well, she does drive a bit as well. She plays a bit of that forward role, and it was a good pass from Kalisha Barnett there as well. Just a great run, easy pass, and probably could have had the and 1, but
could have, didn't.
If you make the most of these 2, it's good enough, isn't it?
Yep, 100%. And she did, so it's all good.
So this is an important last minute of the third term.
It's a 10-point game, so it's obviously still close. A few possession games is always exciting to watch.
If Norwood hit a couple of shots late here, we go into it and it's a 5-point match, and it could go anyway. Here's the shots from Courtney Hanson, doesn't fall, and North get the rebound. Here's Abigail Mata.
Charge.
We thought it was the and 1, but well defended there by Norwood. And Abigail Mata, a bit bemused there that she was called for the charge, but we'll see the replay.
Yeah.
We'll see if it was there. It was a bit of a pinball in the key there. And Chelsea Roberts embraced for the charge, and she got it. I think, but from what I saw, it's one of those calls that the ref just makes, and you go with it.
Yeah, Coach Johnston having a bit of a chat with the official there about it.
Johnston not happy at all. And here we
As
go,
he
Alicia
continues.
Barnett gives it to Charlie Grosser. And perhaps she wasn't the girl to go to there.
Oh, we got another view at it. Different
Here we go.
perspective. Now, I do not think that one there was the right call, but hey, it's done. It's in the past.
Good stuff.
There's a bit of a sliding of the feet.
Here's Thornett. Not much time left in the turn, just 23 seconds. Shot clock at 11. Here's Francesco. Can she make the most of this final play? Probably for North. She gives it to Thornett. Thornett's going to shoot the three off the bank. We thought it was closed.
But it's Anzac Day and it's definitely open. That's money. That's money. McKay. She should drive. Last possession. Gets blocked.
By about 3 North players. 1 second left. Doesn't get the shot off in time.
Oh.
It's close anyway.
Very good defending on that last shot there by North Adelaide. Closes McKay out despite getting through.
And North up 52 to 39 heading into the last term.
Money ball there by Thornett.
And Mark Mackay is having a discussion with the referee, as Bradson Johnston was doing just before.
Maybe just want to clarify something. Maybe that last play.
To be fair, you rarely see happy coaches in the league, do you?
No, coaching I don't think is a real happy job.
No, well, you go from, I believe Mark Mackay actually had brown hair heading into this season, and it's already grey, so.
I can't vouch for that one.
It's not true. But
I can say I have no idea, so I'll take your word for that one.
And Brenton Johnson had a full head of hair before.
I'm definitely going to take your word for that one too.
It's not an easy job for coaches.
No.
And they just got to get everything they can get, don't they? That's why they talk to the umpires. That's why they ensure that the rule is being interpreted as well as they want it to be.
Always.
So, I mean, in the means of the game, you don't want anything more than that.
No, absolutely not.
But this game is really on a knife edge for Norwood. North in a great position. You wouldn't think the undefeated side would lose it from here, and if they did, it'd be rather miraculous from Norwood to turn over a 13-point deficit.
Absolutely.
But
Norwood have shown glimpses of what they can do, with obviously Mackay taking it to the rim and scoring and doing what she does best.
Well, Mackay has 19 of their 39 points.
That's what I mean. They need to really step it up. The rest of the side really needs to step it. Otherwise, they're going to walk away Anzac Day, and they're going to walk away with another L.
And it hasn't been a matter of a big blowout quarter deciding it. Each quarter, I'll read them out to you. Quarter 1, 12 to 17. Quarter 2, 14 to 16. Quarter 3, 13 to 19. So it's just been a gradual
increase.
Yeah, and North have just been that little bit better over the course of the match. I mean, they've been led by Kirsty Williams. Her 11 points have been pretty important. Sam DiFrancesco, 13 points. And 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 4 steals. She's really stuffing the stat sheet today, actually. No turnovers either. She's been so good for North Adelaide since coming from Forestville.
No turnovers is always, how good is no turnovers? No, it's just fantastic.
Well, I mean, 5 assists to no turnovers.
That's great.
6 assists, sorry. That's exactly what Brenton Johnston would be ordering.
Absolutely. Ordering.
The shot there doesn't fall. That's a heavy fall. Kirsty Williams, you hope she's okay. That made a sickening thud on the ground.
That was a big thud. It's another one down for today.
Kaya, hands on heads. Johnston, hands on arms. It's a big fall.
She's okay.
It's just an awful landing, especially when you consider last year's grand final. It was a similar fall that broke her wrist.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you don't want to see that ever. Court wipers on the court. It's gonna resume. North Bowl on the baseline.
52 to 39. Still anyone's game. Kind of.
As it was at 3/4 time.
Yes. Can go either way. They need a big fourth quarter though, Norwood. Metcalf. So Abigail Maeda for the 3. Hits the rim. Big rebound. What injury.
What injury.
Very
good. Leah
good.
Metcalf. And her pass goes wayward and misses. And they're going to bring it back up. Here's the drive from Foley. Gives it out.
That's a charge, surely.
Sally Grosser.
Great call.
She gets her first points of the match, but they're taking off her because Jess Foley is charged in there. And
very good call there.
Kieran, very happy with the call. He doesn't need a replay, does he?
Nah, I'm 100% confident on that
anyway.
one. I'm going to watch it anyway.
Foley passed it out.
That's just a veteran. That's just knowing what you're going to do and where.
If she's already passed it, do you still call it though?
Yes. 100%. I would at least.
I don't know.
And they did too. So I think by that theory, I'm right.
I don't know the rule interpretation well enough, but it's a tough call.
No, it's definitely a
tough call.
definitely an offensive foul. Metcalf to Francesco. Throws it back into... Oh, I can't see.
And here's Kirsty Williams. Williams gives it out to Marta. Marta to Liam Metcalf. Not much time on the shot clock. Metcalf fouled on the shot. Just on the fingertips, I reckon. No one in the arena happy about the goal. But it is what the referee has given, and we're going to see 2 shots.
Yes, we are. Metcalf is lining up for 2, yes. We're definitely going to see the 2.
It's interesting because last time they met here was last season in round 11, I believe, and Norwood defeated North 80-66, largely the same teams. You had Jess Good put up 14 and 18 and 12. She had a triple-double, so it just really proves how much of a loss she was. She had 14 points, 18 rebounds and 12 assists. That sort of game, she had 3 triple-doubles last year. Jess Good is a huge loss for this match for Norwood, and perhaps a 14-point difference, I'd say.
It shows.
To be honest. Here's Chelsea Roberts. 3 off balance, doesn't fall, but offensive rebound, not. And Kelsey...
Okay, runs into the crowd, and everyone is okay in the crowd, and there's smiles.
Always smiles.
Always
someone
smiles.
runs into the crowd. But Chelsea Roberts off balance there when she hit that 3. I'm going to say she's still a really good 3-point shooter, regardless of that. And Di Francesco, quick release. Doesn't quite fall. And nearly the steal from Williams. She's just rabid for the ball.
She's just like a defender that is always in your face. Doesn't matter what, if you're offensive or defensive, it doesn't matter. She's always there.
Kelsey Mackay tries to get it to Roberts. I think Mike Mackay has an incentive of getting the ball to Roberts this term.
Yeah.
Because we've definitely seen her get into shooting positions way more. And the ball actually going to her. The plays have been kind of orchestrated around her more so, her and Shannon. So
that could be a reason to throw off North Adelaide after the first 3 quarters, going straight to Shannon Mackay, sorry. So obviously switching it up and throwing it somewhere else is obviously going to maybe conflict what Coach Johnson's planned in his 3-quarter time break.
Well, it's true. Here's Kirsten Tyndall getting more minutes for the Knights, and Jess Foley almost goes up with that, gives it to Grosser, and that's an air ball.
Another air ball. That's a maybe 3rd or 4th air ball that I've seen from Norwood tonight.
It just hasn't been good, and Jess Foley has given it to the 18-year-old there to get her into the game, you'd imagine, but she's not made the most of it, and it's a bit unfortunate. Here's Liam Metcalf driving. Liam Metcalf
finds the space,
rattles it in, and North Adelaide lead by 16 now with 7 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. It's a bad pass there. Goss fights for it, but can't get it. And the more experienced Kirsty Williams racks up another steal and deflected on the pass. There's going to be a North ball. Di Francesco smartly left that one. I don't think it was the greatest of passes, but it did flick on the Norwood hands.
Doesn't matter. It's still North Adelaide ball. Metcalf. Di Francesco plays in the post inside.
That's a good pass out.
That was a great pass.
And Hansen, air ball, but under pressure. She gets the
another rebound.
Gives it to Di Francesco. She's going to look to pop it in, but doesn't get it to fall. And Norwood win the ball back. This is getting into the final chances for Norwood to really bring this game back, going by how the game is being played at the moment. It's just a slow grind. North is slowly grinding it further and further ahead, and Norwood seem helpless to stop it.
Kirsty Williams jumping on that ball. It's crazy. What on?
She has been brutal tonight. Here's the ball back to Kirsty Williams. She's going to make that.
Oh,
she doesn't.
She should have finished that one.
She should have. We all wanted her to as well.
Nonetheless, great hustle play. Great hustle play. Oh, that was just a terrible pass.
Di Francesco blocked
but they made up for it. They just made up for it. I'll take that.
This match has everything, doesn't it?
What's happening?
I don't even know. The ball hasn't gotten past the middle of the court for about a minute.
As we take another look at that hustle play by Kirsty Williams.
Great fight. Great fight from Williams.
Very good. Definitely should have finished it on the offensive end though, but
she's getting some time on the bench now. Well earned. Well earned.
Need a breather.
An embrace from Brenton Johnson. He knows she's done a great job.
100%.
And Cara Nets doesn't go for the shot. Sydney Wright's going to drive. She finds space. Doesn't get the shot to fall.
Great step there though.
No, she saw the avenue on the baseline and she went for it. But I mean, you want to see that from a 16-year-old, but
yeah, she's taking and she's looking around and she's taking more of an opportunity. which is always good to see at, like, well, she's 16, so she's still young and she's got a lot of her game to develop.
And here's Foley. She won't miss this.
Right behind the back there.
I believe that's her first field goal tonight.
I think it is. She's been very quiet tonight in the points column. Thornett.
She's been great tonight as well.
She's been unreal.
She's just that presence on the court. Like, she doesn't take the final shots usually on players, but she just controls the game so well.
There's a reason why she gets so many minutes.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And it doesn't quite translate onto the stat sheet.
No, exactly
as it should. And well, that's why she had a plus minus of 23 odd for 29 minutes last week, even though she only scored about 4 points, I believe. So,
but that's the thing though, like the way she plays and the way she's effective on other ends of the court, which is even better.
And Sydney Wright doesn't get that 3 ball to go off the pass from Kirsten Tyndall. Here's Metcalf, gives it to DiFrancesco to ice the game. Nowhere near it.
Was that touched or air ball?
I believe it had to be touched.
Yeah.
Here's DiFrancesco. And a bit static here. Gives it to Corrigan. Not much time left. DiFrancesco has it back. Tries the jumper under contest. It was heavily contested. And Sydney Wright's going to break.
She's so quick.
Well, she wants to attack the game, and that's what North need. Lauren Thornett called for the foul there on Sydney Wright. 14-point game here. 4 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock. It's really anyone's. Oh,
14 points is definitely doable.
It's doable, but it's tough.
It's a slog.
It'd be a fantastic victory for Norwood to get home from here.
Oh, absolutely.
It'd be probably one of the matches of the season if they do it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Here's Ali Grosso, looks for space. Corrigan barely moves there. She's just so tall. And she's one possession for the North as well. That's awesome.
North Adelaide's defence today, I mean, Norwood have played well as well, but North Adelaide overall just played very well. Looks like they've come out and they've wanted it more. And that's the thing, it's ended up on the scoreboard. They're taking their shots, they're taking their opportunities, and everything else in between is just falling for them, which is always good.
Well, 12 steals to 6 this game so far.
Well, there you go.
And Norwood haven't exactly made the most of their plays as well, with just 6 assists and 19 turnovers. So
19 turnovers.
Not good viewing. I'm sure Mike Mackay will make him run a few suicides on Monday.
Nobody likes running suicides.
The nightmare. As we see timeout called. Bit of a breather. 4 minutes remaining in this one. It has died down a bit. It's going to be really tough for Norwood.
Yeah. But definitely, it is 44 points. 14 points is obviously a nice comeback victory if you can do it. But yeah, like we said earlier, it's definitely an uphill slog, and it's definitely going to be needed, especially if they've turned the ball over 19 times. They've got to change something really quick and change on the offensive end as well.
Well, North, of course, they've turned the ball over 12 times, but they've got 16 assists, 10 more than Norwood. So yeah, it makes all the difference, doesn't it, when you're getting points from actual plays and not just turnovers and second chance. And
the supreme ball movement by North Adelaide has paid off for them, and that's the reason why, or one of the reasons why they're so far ahead. But at the end of the day, there's a few minutes left, and it's basketball. Anything can happen. Let's be serious. Couple of defensive stops, couple of big plays. Next thing you know, you're within like 10 points, 9 points, and then maybe 2 minutes left, and what do you know? You tie game. But we'll see. Let's be serious.
Yeah, we will. We will see.
We're not going to jump the gun or anything.
And well, if Norwood are going to win this, they have to shoot lights out from the 3 line, and no one else is going to do that better than Chelsea Roberts. She's shot at 45.5% from 3 this year so far, and Shannon Mackay shot at 40.7. So they really need to go to those two, you feel. Yeah. Chelsea Roberts not currently on the court, but Shannon Mackay is. Sydney Wright doesn't get
ambitious.
It was ambitious. She doesn't exactly have height on her side, but she's got energy, and that's what you need from a 16-year-old. So
that's exactly what they have.
Here's Leah Metcalf. I reckon she's going to drive this one, and she does. Tries to pass it to Corrigan off the foot. It's going to be a North ball. Corrigan's been good tonight.
She has been very good, but she's always good. Let's be serious.
Sometimes I feel like she can have more of a presence in the key. Sometimes she does go a bit missing.
Yeah.
But look at that, turn to shoot.
Oh, that's very nice.
Never missing. It just looked like a move she'd practiced about 1,000 times. And that's a great steal by Metcalf. Doesn't get the steal to fall, but she's hit it back out to Thornett. Back to Metcalf. Doesn't get the 3 to go. DiFrancesco with the rebounds. Looking to ice the game here. DiFrancesco doesn't get it to go. And Norwood get away with that. I can't believe they did. to be honest. Here's Mackay.
Yeah, that was definitely woeful defending there by Norwood.
Mackay looking for options. Doesn't really have any, does she?
No.
Here's Grosser playing higher, not her favourite position. Sydney Wright's going to drive. She's found the space. Sydney Wright.
Very good. Great effort and energy there from the youngster. It's in the deuce under her name.
It's good to see her get minutes.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely, things just haven't gone right for Norwood so far this match, and to give some minutes to the youngster to try and change that is really good, I feel.
Yeah.
That's a terrible shot.
That was ugly.
Courtney Hanson got her bearings all wrong there, and Sydney Wright's going to play point. She's going to drive again. There's a bit of space, but she's on the tough character to score against in Leah Metcalf. But the rebound falls to Zali Grosser, and she gets her too.
That's her first bucket of the night,
I believe it is. She, of course, another youngster, only 18 years old. 2 minutes 30 on the clock. Norwood trailing by 12.
Still anyone's game.
It's just always anyone's game.
It's still anyone's game. It's still anyone's game. As we take another look at that bucket there by Wright. Oh, that was very good. She just slimmed her way in. It was great.
It was. And if we find Joey Wright on the camera,
a big smile there.
Hopefully we get a smile from him.
Hopefully we get a big smile.
Here's Sydney Wright again, driving.
Oh.
And no call.
Coles gets the call for the 2. What on?
And that is perhaps one of the loudest reactions we've seen tonight. Norwood cheering in celebration. North, the groans have never been louder, have they?
Yeah, a bit of the opposite.
It was a late call.
Oh, very nice.
I thought it was good defense, to be honest.
Oh, it was good defense.
By Williams, but maybe scratch the arm on the way through.
Maybe.
It's tough when it gets that physical, like in close.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you could almost, like on another day, that would be close to an offensive foul as well. So, but I think Williams went more for the strip instead of the charge. So
that's a great form. That's some great form. No, that was a good one.
To bring the margins back to 10 points.
See what I mean? Oh, that was a bit of a looping shot, that one.
You absolutely jinxed that.
I jinxed it. My bad.
And
sorry, right.
North ball. And with 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock, you imagine they're gonna. Oh, you'd be shocked if they lose it.
Every possession counts, though.
It's been. You're not giving up.
I'm not giving up.
Usually you call games early. Like
usually it's like the second quarter and I've called a game already.
Not this time. Metcalf, great pass. That's Kirsty Williams. She gets the 2 to go. 13 points. Are they going to do it, Kieran?
Okay, I'll call the game now. One basket will make a difference. Unless they make a triple on this play, I'm going to call it.
Sydney Wright gives it to Shannon Mackay. She's going to shoot it, surely. She drives, gives it to Annette. Annette's contested, doesn't fall. She hasn't shot a field goal tonight either.
No, she hasn't. Been very quiet. She had a pretty good opening half, but it's been a little bit quiet in the second.
And we haven't seen any of Stabile since
she
came on for a short period in the third term. So obviously the injury's there and not great. She's got ice on her now, actually, just looking at it on the bench. She's tying up the
glad wrap.
The glad wrap.
The glad wrap.
Leah Metcalf rolls around the toilet seat and falls back out. But it's going to be Norwood ball here. It's great 2 there.
That was very nice too.
It was a great pass from Metcalf. Her scoring hasn't been as high as it has been in past weeks, but she's been brilliant tonight.
I'd say she's up there with like elite status point guards for the league.
Ooh. I don't think many point guards in the league could lay claim to being at 2 NBA camps.
True, definitely elite.
Well, she played preseason for the Sparks, as we said earlier.
As we went through earlier.
And Zali Grosser to the line. She got fouled on the other end of the court, but they're in the bonus. She makes most of it. Minute 22, down by 12. As we look at Leah Metcalf's stats, 11 points. So not the worst match, but
she just got another rebound as well. So
7 rebounds, 5 assists. So just 3 turnovers.
So she's had back-to-back good games.
Well, I think back-to-back.
Back-to-back.
Showing her handles here. She's going to drive.
Finish that one. No.
Gives it out. DiFrancesco. Great pass around. Shot doesn't fall, but Williams gets her own rebound. And DiFrancesco is going to shoot from the centre, and it hits the top wires of the ring there.
DiFrancesco's been pretty quiet.
Second half, she has been quiet. I think she had 10 points after the end of at the very start of the second term, and she's only on 13 now, but she's been good. She's actually racked up the stats: 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 steals as well. But they've been very still heavy. The North Adelaide Rockets really worked hard in between the between the keys.
So I definitely take back what I said then. If she's had all this work on the other end of the court and everywhere else on the floor, she works very hard. Although just scoring, usually she's lights out from 3, and just not tonight. Today, my apologies, it's still daylight outside.
She started well, didn't she?
She did. She started very well, and I was like, oh, here we go. It's gonna be a lights out game for her. But apparently not.
Well, she's at the line here. At the line. And
can't get that one to go.
But it has been a pretty successful game for North Adelaide. They're going to win this. They're up by 12 with just 40 seconds remaining, and they're going to go undefeated 6-0. That is huge for the North Adelaide Rockets.
That is very big.
Some of them questioned their ability to challenge again this season after they lost Opalmata and a couple of others. But they've been as good as ever to start off this year. And to have Joy Hill back, she wasn't here tonight, and hopefully she wins for Norwood in the grand final in the SNFLW. But they've just got quality all round. They've got 6 quality players, if not more. And DiFrancesco, the long 3.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Makes Kieran eat his words.
I'll eat my words.
That's fair enough too. 16-point margin, 12 seconds. Sydney Wright will have the last attacking
no, maybe not.
play of the game, but she loses it. Strips, and Thornett gets the steal there.
Take that shot. No, don't take that shot.
DiFrancesco is going to wrap things up. It's a strong win for North Adelaide. They run out 14-point winners. They stay undefeated. They're 6-0 clear on top of the ladder. Brenton Johnson would be a happy man. This 14-point win leaves them exactly where he wants them to be. Meanwhile, Norwood, they dropped to 4-2. Mike Mackay's going to have to look at running suicides this week.
Yeah, he'll be going back to the drawing board for sure.
But we'll be back in not too long for the men's match. This is Anzac Day round in the Basketball SA Premier League, powered by Space Coast Sports. We'll be right back with you soon.